person indicate for you. No, this is a description for this one. I don't think you have.
Group is used in item category determination, which is your page 2. Under your page 2 at the bottom of page 2, you see this? The ITCGR is this one. Button of the boundary. I have one word now. You see the norm there? ITCGR, that's item category group. That's this one. Now, do not make a mistake about this here. This one is not this. Okay? I was asking long time ago the SDMM trainer of SAP Singapore if this is used in any way by MM. She said yes. I asked our MM trainers here, they said no, I don't care. We use this in SD. The only time SD reverts to this one is if all combinations of sales organ distribution channel you decide to make blank, the system will jump here. If all combinations of plant and distribution channel, if this is always blank, the system will jump here.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't get it.
I know, I also don't. Why do you need to jump? Set this up. Yeah, we need this.
Oh.
We only need this. They look the same, right? Press F1 on both fields. They give you the same help. Yes? But we do not use this. We use this one.
The one got no hydro height.
This one has a use for MM, which even our MM trainers, maybe they don't want to use. Okay? Because the one I asked is the one who's the guru in SAP Germany.
Okay.
She said that there is a use for this in MM. Then I said, why is it there? Why is it in SD? You notice that this is general item category group.
Yes.
You will find it in basic data 1. This particular field is found in basic data 1.
General item category.
See this? It's there. Who does the MM? Who does the material master? MM. Material master. MM. It doesn't say SD, right? So the one who really does start the material is the MM person. The one who extends them, it depends on who is using the material. If SD sells the material or it's a packaging material used for outbound delivery, the role of SD is to extend it to the sales view. Otherwise, it will only have those related to those modules who uses them. If this item is to be procured from vendors, you will have a purchasing view. If it is manufactured in-house, you will not have a purchasing view. But you will have an MRP view as well. Okay? So whoever needs this material, MM starts with it, the rest extends it to their use. So we went to sales org 2, I said we use this. This only appears in sales view. This one appears in basic data 1. Now, sales general plan. The info here is from basic data 1. This availability check is discussed in a topic called availability check. It is not covered by ISSD, but I cover it on the last mandatory day. I will cover availability check, incompletion, delivery block, billing block. I will cover mostly issues that would at least complement your understanding. Now, in simple terms, yeah, Availability check allows us to give a guess if we can give a certain product to a customer even if we do not have stock. Yeah? Even if I don't have the product. Jade orders, she said, do you have material 1? 50,000 pieces. When do you need it? I will now use availability check to give an educated guess. I may need to buy it later. I must know the purchasing lead time. I may need to produce it later. I don't have any now. I must know the production lead time. But I will never say no to a customer's order. I may not be able to get it at her desired delivery date, but I can give her a promised date. So that promised date is on an assumption that even if I don't have stock, I can do something about it. I can compute the production lead time or the purchasing lead time, or whichever is better. Because maybe one production run is 1 million pieces. She's only ordering 10,000. It might not be economical for me to run one whole production run for her only. Maybe I could consider buying it. So I'm doing trading for that product. Okay? You use availability check. There are certain criteria inside it. Last day, we will discuss that. Okay? Now, loading group and transportation group are the important parts in this slide. Loading group is used in shipping point determination. Transportation group is used in route determination. Foreign trade export. As far as I know, when you apply for an export license, you get commodity code clearances, right? I have not used this, but I think there is a way here to block certain customers from buying certain items. Because maybe this is not allowed to be sold in their country. Foreign restrictions for foreign trade. Okay. Now, what I do understand, who here works for a company which is a US-based company? Every time US-based, at least there's one. Thank God there's one. If it's a US-based company and you're using a software like SAP or Oracle, if you are selling to anybody and your company is US, has a main office in US-based as it says, you have to go through a checklist. You have to go through a certain database of the, what is this? Security Department of America, because they will have to approve your sale to a certain company. It is a prerequisite. I am not just, yes.
I know if they are sending high encryption thing, then you need to. For those normal software, it's only for those software that they have encryption.
I know it was a prerequisite because I worked in support for one company here, a US-based company, and they're selling routers only.
Because router, there's chipset to do encryption. That's why you need.
Yeah. But
no,
that was their
any
so
software.
I could be wrong. Okay, I take it back. Could be wrong.
Okay.
So, if you are a US-based company, as I was told, which I could be wrong and you could be correct, then I apologize in advance. There could be certain restrictions where, when you do trade, which is supposed to be foreign trade because you're US-based, there is a certain database that you have to throw your order to in, what is this? What is that format? It's in a normal format. What is that output that we're talking about?
CSV?
Huh? No. I forgot. Even the output, I forgot. You send it into that template, that format, and then it comes back almost immediately, whether it's approved or not approved. If it's disapproved, you cannot continue with the sale. Yeah, because the US government has a right to tell you that you cannot sell to certain type of very shady deals, right? maybe. So I will not go further on that. I think that's difficult. Now, text. When we talk about text, this is as almost always used because the product that we carry may have nutritional content, certain nutritional contents, certain fields which are not available in the SAP material master list.
Free text.
Yeah? Maybe density. Have you seen density in SAP? None. You may want a stacking pattern. Okay. The most common, nutritional content. Unless you're selling stone, of course, there's no nutrition there. But we used to sell shrimp in Japan. I used to work in an agribusiness company in Philippines for San Miguel. We sell there, and I did not know there's nutritional content in raw shrimp. So you have to identify the nutritional content. Okay? You make use of this. These are sales-related fields. If the fields that you want to add to your material is not related to sales, it could be purchasing-related fields. You also have a purchasing text, which I am not sure if you have one here. Now, if it is a generic extra field that you may want to add, if someone buys this material, you find it here in additional data. Basic data text, inspection text, internal comments. Yeah. So you can also find texts here. The purpose of having text here, when you create a sales order, you might want to pick it up. So that when you print the order confirmation, it attaches there as well. Maybe additional instructions that are material related. Okay. So we're almost through. Let me take a look at the MRP tab. The MRP tab though says I have many versions. Plant and storage location combination. MRP means, what could that be? MRP? Yes? Is it resource or requirement? Maybe also resource nowadays. Any word acceptable? MRP. Okay? So, when we say MRP 1 and MRP 2, the important part is this one, MRP type. This is maintained by either MM or PP, depending on if the material is procured or manufactured. But from SD point of view, we may use this one. This is on page 3. Page 3 of your bundled paper. So page 3 has TYP. You might want to write something there. This TYP is this one, MRP type of the MRP1 tab. That is the TYP. Page 3. It says ITCA and then TYP. That's the TYP. It's the MRP type. Okay? So you must know that that TYP is this one, MRP type. Page 3, Mustang. What page are you looking at? So the MRP type dictates what kind of planning will you apply for a certain product. May I ask, did the MM people discuss this? Was this discussed in MM? Or there's no more MM here? It was not. There was no MRP discussion. Okay. So when we talk about MRP, there are different strategies. The good thing is, this is that strategy I know. When you say reorder point, it means as soon as the quantity reaches 50 pieces, the system automatically creates an order. Okay? It means you don't have to monitor it. So your strategy for material requirements planning, I don't monitor it that much because it's automatic. If the stock goes down to 50, it orders automatically for you. Okay. On MRP2, you have your procurement type. The procurement type tells SAP what happens to this material if we run out of stock or if we really do not maintain stocks at all. Remember, it is possible I'm only selling my saliva. There's nothing at the back, there's no warehouse, there's nothing. Why? I'm completely doing trading. As soon as you order from me, that's the time I buy. Don't worry, I have stock, lots of stock. Can you call the vendor fast? Check the stock, how much. Okay? Now, this one, when you say here F, external procurement, you're going to buy it. I just don't understand why this is letter F and then there's no purchasing tab. External procurement means you're going to buy it from a vendor. In-house production means as what it says. Now, there is both procurement types though, meaning the MRP guy will decide if he will produce or he will buy. So it's either you produce or you buy.
Will there be a situation whereby, let's say, not enough, then you say, okay, I'll manufacture in-house production, maybe 20%, the other 80% I order from outside?
Big heavy. I'm only SD. Probably.
Maybe.
You have a point. It's a possibility. But why would you produce 20? Maybe your run, your order is really big.
Yeah.
Your one production run is the important one, right?
Yeah.
Maybe your one production run is equivalent to 20% of the order.
Correct.
What I do not see is, okay, my one run is 100,000, let me produce 10,000 only. That one, I don't see that much possibility. Maybe I will buy everything. Why do we need safety stock? Hmm?
Prevent out of stock.
What is that?
Prevent out of stock.
You're frequently out of stock.
To prevent.
Prevent out of stock.
Prevent. You want to prevent. Okay, my hearing is a bit. Okay, you want to prevent. So, unfortunately, we normally do not touch the safety stock. The safety stock, if I am not mistaken, is a decision from the MM side. Not because of sales. Because in selling, when we discuss availability check, we can always eat the safety stock. But why will we eat the safety stock? It's there for safety purposes. Safety stock. It means there must be more reason than selling. As what you said, you ensure that there's sufficient stock there. But not necessarily for sale. Okay. Let's make it faster. We lost Susan is far away already. We have reached Clementi. Are you in Clementi, Susan? Almost. Okay. MRP3 and MRP4 are purely production. Now, strategy group. Have you heard of make to order? Have you heard of a make to order? What items do we do make to order nowadays? Huh? Car? Make to order car? Shoes. Shoes, eh? Is there still a make to order shoes in Singapore? He has? Shoe. Make to order shoe. Yeah. Okay, what else? Apart from shoes, shoes, I did not say shoe. Apart from shoes, what is make to order? Can we make to order machinery? Equipment, right? Can we make to order laptops? Especially for you, I will produce. Maybe that could be very expensive.
Yeah, that is the mean.
Oh, that is not make to order. That is variant configuration.
They got to build to order.
That's variant configurator. Variant. See, they understood. Variant. It means it's like buying a car that you say, do you want a hood? Is that the one in front? Dashboard? You want wood? You want leather? You want steel? You want cement? Your dashboard?
Cement.
Well, do you want a CD drive? Do you want radio? Do you want red, white, blue car? When you combine all, automatically there's a price. It's exactly what you were saying with Dell. That is under variant, not make to order. Okay? So, when we say make to order, most likely, how about, apart from shoe, furniture? Do we still have companies who manufacture furniture based on our design? No more. Maybe they moved to another country. No more. Now, when we say make to order, it's a sales scenario. It's an SD topic. However, the setting is this part, strategy group. This is a PP setting. So, when I set everything in SD, why I will never forget this field? Because I was told to do a demonstration on a potential client. They wanted to see, and they want a demo on make to order. Now, I set up everything in SD, it doesn't work because this was the missing piece. The strategy group has to be settled, make to order something new. There are make to orders where when I save the order, it automatically goes to production, it manufactures the goods, it creates a production order immediately. That is under the assumption all the raw materials are always 100% there. There's also a make-to-order scenario where it has to go through an MRP planner, because the MRP planner's role is to check the stock. So whatever is missing, he will purchase first, then he will give a date on when the item will be manufactured. Make-to-order process. An SD function where we need to make sure the strategy group is filled up. If you leave it blank, your sales transaction will never work. I had to call someone here in New York just to make sure it works. Because I knew that when I started SAP, she was the PPO. And she's an American citizen. So she said, this one, ma'am. I did not know. Now you know. If you do a demo. Other one here, anything? Nothing. I don't know what is this all about. Now, let's talk about the plant and storage one. What is important here? Nothing. Storage condition. Storage condition is used in picking location determination, which will go somewhere under shipping. It's not clear. This storage condition says if it's cold, get it from there. Or, sorry, if the customer is nice, get the fresh batch. If the customer is nasty, get the almost rotten batch. Okay? So there is a certain condition that you might want to tell SAP so it knows which storage location to get the item from. This is under shipping. Negative stocks. When we say negative stocks, this is mostly used for IS retail. In a retail scenario like 7-Eleven, 7-Eleven, if I'm not mistaken, they use SAP. When you bring stock to 7-Eleven, you have not even entered the receipt in SAP. You're already putting it on the shelf. People are already buying it. It means in your stock, officially in SAP, it's still zero. You're already selling it out. So if you click negative stock, it means SAP will allow you to sell a product even if the quantity in MMBE is zero. It assumes you will put the stock later. That's why negative stock. Example, clothing shop. CK Times uses SAP. CK Times of clothes.
Yeah.
H&M, if I'm not mistaken, also uses SAP. They have clothes there. When you deliver the clothes to the store, you unpack, you hang, someone take it, you have not even received it in SAP. You enable negative stock, the customer can already buy the item. Even if from SAP stock overview, it's still zero because they have not accepted it into the store. Last one, and then we do demo, then we go home. Accounting 1. Was there any mention? MM and FI, I'm sure it's either MM or FI. Very seldom HR. MM and FI, did they make mention on who's doing this part? They never teach you anything. Nothing, anything I ask, nothing. You know? They never taught master data. Who's maintaining this? FI or MM?
MM.
But you are FI. The FI people, are you not maintaining this?
No, nobody from FI.
Nobody from FI. Okay. I understand it is MM. Yeah? My point though, why call it accounting? Where did accounting get into MM? The tab's name is accounting 1. And accounting 1, right?
Yep.
Isn't this more?
Price control.
Correct. But my point, how about the rest? How about the variation class? Valuation class. MM also.
FI.
Ah, so it's probably FIMM, joint exercise.
It should be called accounting.
Huh?
It should call accounting.
Okay, accounting. Yeah, MMM, FI. Now, what I'm sure that whoever maintains this is never SD. However, this one, either this, we use it as cost. How do we get that? Page 2, guys. On page 2, item category, do you see there determine cost? On the top right side, item category, you see there determine cost, right side. That determined cost picks up the cost of the product from here. Unfortunately, I cannot discuss it yet. Depending on our pricing topic, it could either get this, or it could get this, or it will depend on this. This is VPRS condition type. This has something to do with VPRS condition type. VPRS. Put that on page 2 near the determined cost. This determined cost is linked to condition type VPRS. That VPRS doesn't like. VPRS condition type. CMTY condition type VPRS. As soon as I find the pricing, thank you again, Ms. J. We appreciate your generosity, your company's generosity. Okay, very high quality printout, na laser. I don't know, like just come out when you print.
Latest printer we got.
Condition type VPRS.
What is VPI?
It's a pricing topic later. So when we discuss that in pricing, oh, Mark mentioned this long time ago, last Tuesday. Okay. Now, somebody bring out the tutorial piece. So, I borrow again. Now, 2 choices. You want to see the demo, you want to go home.
Go home.
I don't mind. But I would hate. Now, page
2C, 2D.
2D.
Page 38.
Correct. Correct.
Correct.
Is it page 38? Okay. Thank you. So here, I'm going to create a material. It says there basic data 1, sales org data 1, 2, sales general plan, sales text, purchasing and accounting 1. It's on page 39. So the requirements here are 2 screenshots for 2C and 2D. The material master, general basic data view, and the initial stock. So both screen captures are there on page 38.
Yep.
These two are the ones needed for 2C and 2D.
So you combine in one.
Okay.
But 2D.
But after
D
that,
also
then we say
another
2D
one.
again.
2D, yeah.
Huh?
That's for.
After this, there's another one called 2D also. Follow. Initial stock is in 2D
But
again.
this is initial stock.
Correct.
So that means we only send
combine the thing
one.
in one.
Send one for 2C, one for 2D. I combine both. It's very easy, right? The 2D is only less than
The
1
screen-
minute to make.
But the screen will be different, right? Because in 2C, we haven't do the initial stock yet, so the stock all will be 0, man. When you do 2D, that's where you get the stock, all the 4.
Of course, you have to start with C before you reach D.
Yeah.
Right? You cannot go Z before starting with an A. That's why 2C, then
Okay.
2D. If you want, I take 2 specific screenshots.
Okay.
No problem. So now let's go to what
Let's see
material
how
are we
the screen
doing?
is at.
Did you understand?
I'm confused.
I got your
Yeah.
point. The point is you're the one trying to confuse me. It was a double one. I understand there's a 2D. I agree. Yeah. So the screenshot that is mentioned here, the screenshot that is in here, the 2D is the same as what is expected from the
Same.
later.
It's the same.
Just take a look first.
Correct. Okay.
Ah,
If you follow the step,
So
Hold on. Huh? Yeah.
if you follow the step, the screen for this initial stock will be different
Will be
in
2D. Huh?
So when in 2C, we don't need to give the initial stock screen, right?
Yeah, because that is 2D.
Oh,
2C
okay.
is creating material.
Yeah.
Can someone throw me a chair? Right here. Joker. Yes, Constant.
So 2C one screenshot,
2D one screenshot.
Live,
Maybe
please.
there's a lawsuit tomorrow, huh?
Let's move on in live.
Okay, let's move on in line. We say we create a material MAT62, right?
Yes.
We agree. So MAT62, I'm going to use 99. Oops, something's wrong here. How come the code is not here? What do I do, Ivan?
The small TV icon.
Yeah, I click because there's no code here. How do I find the
Hey,
Hawa?
go to.
Mechanical engineering.
No, go to.
Mechanical engineering.
Yeah, industry sector is mechanical.
Engineering.
Okay,
Yeah.
but here
Wow.
can also that. But just to make sure we solve it, we click here, isn't it?
The technical.
So key within the.
Are we clear?
Okay.
When ask question, if you don't remember this, are we clear? When I set this up, I apply, I say okay. Now I will see the code. So many raw materials. Huh? There. It means I'm going to use this. Okay. And then I indicate the material I'm copying from and select the view, highlight basic data 1. Yeah.
Sales or data one. Data vendor.
Guys, friends, if you want to go home, you can.
Purchasing.
And then accounting 1. Now this one, the copy from is for this 1400-100. This was your practical assessment. It's under 1,000, 1,012. Plant 1,000, sales org 1,000, distribution channel 12. You're copying from this organization for this material, 1400-100. You're creating M8062 something under 1,000 plant, sales org 1,000, distribution channel 12.
It should be by 130,
No,
right?
yeah, by
By 130.
Okay.
by
Yeah,
1939.
whatever is wrong.
I use yours, YY,
By 38.
and
And WH.
very fast. Thank you so. Now, can I continue? Now we're here, we start filling it up. Your biggest mistake was if you put blank on the previous screen. Huh? So you have this one, what else?
Division.
Description, group,
Division fee.
yeah, ganito. Group 99, headlight. The division is WH for Sue. I'm using Sue's code. You have your own code, right? I'm using group 38's code. Division and weight 2 kg, 2 kg. Delivering plant, we go to sales org data 1. Delivering plant should be 1,000. The rest of the entries that are already there, like the 009, don't remove anymore. Then the price, 200 euro per piece. You click the condition, type the 200. Oh, sorry. You should have placed the 200 here. It means 200 from 1 to up to how many? Your 200 should be here. 200 euro for 1 piece. 200 euro for 1 piece. Here. And then, do not save, click back. So it doesn't close the material master. Cash discount should be not ticked. One minute. I want to tell something about that cash discount. SKT, why is it SKT? SKTO. That cash discount in your material master is this. SKTO. In pricing, we will discuss. Okay. At the moment, our material is not relevant for cash discount. This cash discount is not giving the discount now. It means if you pay early, I can give you the discount. Early payment discount, which is dependent on finance during incoming payment. So indicate, what is that? Cash discount, remove. Minimum order quantity is 2. Delivery quantity is 2. Okay. Then we go to sales org 2. Did they get everything? Liable for tax, by the way, full tax. Typo error should be full tax. Next, sales org 2. We indicate statistics group as 1. Account assignment group as 01. So I have to indicate account assignment group. Item category group norm is already there. So I have a few steps before we finish and go home. Sales general plan. Availability check, you make it 01. Daily requirement, transportation group 001. Loading group should be by forklift 002. Okay? Now, guys, I want you later on to view back your shipping point and route determination. Your shipping point determination did it use 002? Because it is a possible error that we get, that we planned on something and then when we were creating the material master, we put 002. So your shipping point determination config should support loading group 002, not 003. You have to go back to that. Okay? Did you get me? Now, when we plan for a configuration, we always have an idea. Shipping point determination uses loading group 003, for example. Okay? When we create the master data, now we use 002, our shipping point determination does not work. We should have planned for all combinations. So, when you configured shipping point determination, did you use 003 loading group or 002? You better make sure what is the one that we're creating now is the one you use. Also, in shipping point determination, you use shipping condition. We created the customer master last time. In our customer master, shipping condition was a W something. In your configuration for shipping point determination, did you use that W something? Okay. These are additional learnings that we should not get perfect. We should know that it's really possible not to pick it up.
The shipping point determination uses the YY31. Does you change here or you just want to
We should use YY. What was our loading group, by the way?
YY and
Then this one you have to change
to YY.
to YY because YY was the one you configured, didn't you? Oh, sorry. My mistake was the other way around. Now that we're setting it up, we should not choose 002. The reason why we created YY because we're using it for our material. So here, we should choose the YY. The transportation group is also a YY, is it? YY38 loading group. For the transportation group, is there a YY for this?
Yes.
So we should not use 001 or 003. Now, the point, is this a typo error? No. This is a learning experience. That it is always that you equate what you set in the system to what you set in master data. So transportation group and loading group, you should put proper. Huh? Sales text. No question on that? So do not put 001 and 002, put your YY. I put the text and then I go to purchasing group, I use 005. This is still correct. Then I go accounting 1. Now, when I was checking your practical assessment, someone still made a mistake. Huh? Someone still did not fill up the moving average price for the practical assessment. It became blank. So I had to subtract 1. So 3100 moving average price is 2250. You don't even need to change. Now, those who took MM or FI, we still do not remove this, even if the decision is to use moving average, because there are certain settings that could point directly to it. Example SD. Even if you're saying V, get this, in my configuration for SATO, I may want to get this directly. So this one should also be filled up, if possible, if there's a value that can be set. Okay. So I'm finished. We save. M806299. Then I'll add the stock. Slash NMB1C. Movement type initial stock 561. Plant 1000. Storage location 0001. You use MB1C or you use Migo if you're comfortable with Migo. I still suggest MB1C. Okay, this is the old way of doing things. And then you press enter. Do not click anything else. Press enter. You indicate your material. MAT 62 something. And then quantity is, how much do we put? 1000. You press enter, save. Okay?
When I press enter, I get a lot of items.
Why? Let me save first. So I have added stock slash OMMBE. On MMBE, I want to check my material. No config today, MAT 6299. I indicate here decimal place as per unit. I execute. I have 1,000 pieces. Okay. Where's my 1,000? So I have 1,000 pieces here. The screenshot for 2D is this one. The screenshot for 2C is your general, is your basic data one. This one is 2C.
How come
Ask me the how come.
Because if someone do 1,000, then you do 1,000, so you thought you have 1,000.
No, but 1,970.
This is 2C.
197.
Correct? Because just now you
Ask.
someone already
I do not understand. If you don't ask me directly, what's your question?
No, I did my tutorial, but my quantity is different from yours.
Pardon?
My figure is different from yours. Yours is 1,000, mine is 1,970. Huh?
when you receive.
What do I do? You put
Maybe
more.
somebody going to deal with play with my.
Why? Because your material is already created.
I think so.
Then
Then
you create another one. We created 6.2. There's no 6.2. When I checked it on the table last time, there's no 6.2.
Okay, right.
There was no 6.2. I checked it before.
Okay.
Now 1 minute, let me check the table
6.1.
again. Now guys,
Check whether-
this is your
62, 6240, 740.
guys. So we can go home. Listen to me. That is why later on you will say I did not understand. This one is your 2C. This is your 2D. MMBE. Now, let me check the table again. It's impossible to be the same because I checked this. I think I checked this here in class. I checked it before we started because we changed the code. So, MAT62, right?
Yeah.
So, now these are the 6.2s, look. These are the ones newly created ones. Unless some of you created somebody else's group, because I did check this last meeting. Your group number is?
440.
40. There's no 40 here.
I think because I created 6140.
I said 6.2. Then you cannot submit 6.1. You
Okay,
created
okay.
the wrong one. 6.2. Last meeting, I even posted this. Yeah, have a visit. Timmy, open it.
Okay.
6.2. This was checked before and no excuses cannot be created.
Okay, no problem. I'll recreate.
Mark, let's say the total stock for accounting, how to change
Pardon?
the total stock in
The
accounting?
total stock you have to
I can't remove because I got 2 there, so my total will be 2,000, right?
2,000 because you created twice. How do you remove the stock you have to sell?
Okay.
Okay,
So it should be
You have to
then,
sell or you have to do
Phase two,
stock
so
transfer.
I can put here,
Are you
correct?
okay?
Correct, the rest is the same.
Then okay.
Guys.
But
Is there still an here? How to do stock transfer from one storage location to another? Huh? At least that one was discussed. Can you teach this guy, please, Brian? Transaction code, Mr. Lee.
Okay, so I go into it and I just go in.
Migo, stock transfer. Also Migo, everything Migo. Huh? Okay, then do Migo, Brian. Migo and look for the stock transfer option. I finished. I have to set the submission.
Change what? Display what?
Display or change.
So I created this.
Display name is
Okay? Now link to that company code could be one or more sales organization. Link to the sales organization could be one or more distribution channel. Link to the sales organization could be one or more division. Now, with this setup, we now group together 1 is 1 plus 1. We set up our sales area. Okay? This sales area here is linked to one or more
Sales office.
sales office. Your sales office is linked to one or more sales group. Okay? Now, after that, we went into master data. This here now, we use this when we created a customer master. This one specifically goes here. Okay? So from enterprise structure, we move to master data. So here, this is your enterprise structure. Clear so far? Nothing so confusing, eh? Okay? Now, in here, in this master data, it's composed of 3 parts. We have your general, we have your company code, we have your sales area data. This one now jumps into, from here, we now create your order. From sales order, we create a shipping document, we create a billing document. We're going to take 2. Here, from the master data, we jump into sales where we create our standard order. And then we create the delivery document. and then we create a billing document. Okay? This part here, where you have your company code part here, joins here. So you have your company code, because that company code is used when you create this one here. This is your FI document. That FI document is document type RV. It's called an accounting document. So we're linking things so you have a broader idea of what happened starting from here, then to here, and then here. Okay? Now, this sales area here that started with this one, which went into here, it is appearing here. Okay? So from here, it goes there. So sales area that you created in enterprise structure is used here, it jumps here. Because you cannot create a sales order without a sales area. Okay? This company code part helps determine part of your accounting document. To be specific, that's the debit part. This, the reconciliation account in your company code, looks at the debit part of your accounting document. So you are able to appreciate the jump from here to here to here, this one to this one to here. Okay? Clear? Now, from this enterprise structure that we have another color, we talked about linking your company to a plant. Okay? You now link the plant to the shipping point where you process outbound delivery. The combination of a plant, a sales organization, and a distribution channel. This black one here, you shoot this out into master data. Our topic for today, we talk about material master. Okay? In your material master, you have a lot of views. Central to the views would be your sales view. Your sales views here, your sales views here has a criteria field. The criteria that it uses when you try to create, change, or display the sales view is the black ones. These black ones. So to some of you, it's like a repeat, but to some of you, maybe you forgot. So from there, this black one, we go to Material Master to set up the sales view, to see the sales view, to change the sales view of the Material Master. From here, we jump now from here until here. Material 1 and 2. Okay. If you're trying to sell, you create a sales view for a material and you indicate it here. Okay. So, this topic today allows you to understand that it will be your input once you create the sales order. The topic last time here is an input because we enter the sales area here for a certain customer one. Okay? So linking the topic of enterprise structure that you set up into master data and into sales, even extending to FI because of the company code set up, which we did not do. This one is supposed to be done by an FI person. Here, ask, guys, ask if you don't understand. Which particular part, because in all fairness, I also mentioned exactly the same thing in a different way during the basic class. Now in IS class, you should be able to absorb this already because we're repeating again. Question. Ask a question, guys. Ask which one you want to take to. Unless you just arrive. No? take 2 for you, take 10. Okay? Questions, guys? Now, we're going to discuss material master. You take picture, but before you take picture, number 1, it was very disappointing. Just a poll. You cannot put a poll on what date you can come. Only 8 people addressed the poll. Paul as in, not Paul McCartney. A Paul one here, Paul.
Oh.
Yeah?
Not Paul
Only
Ramsey.
8. So I decided, because this person here also, can we not have any extra class? I would have agreed if everybody says yes. Unfortunately, you are dooming me, or I am doomed to be complained on if I don't give you the proper number of days. Understand? So I put it at the back at the time when you're not supposed to come. Right?
Yeah.
So that would be best, isn't it? But analyze it. I moved all the topics. So make sure you download the new schedule that's there. Because starting this week, there will be no, okay, we made a mistake, we extended this Sunday. Now, strictly 2 days after class discussion is the due date. Okay? We now make sure that we learn. Remember, not much on the spoon feeding. It's much on for you to work on things. Okay? So, take picture with your iPad.
其实我都是。
I think I have in class the one who says what are better handwriting, right? So in enterprise structure, we said company code, link to plan, your plan, link to sales organization, which is linked to distribution channel. So this one tells SAP that a certain sales organization, selling organization, is allowed to sell under a certain distribution channel, wholesale or retail, products coming from a certain plant. Okay? It is not, though, it is not true that if this company code has 2 plants, it is not correct for you to assume that this one and this will be assigned here also. Because there could be plants where you do not sell the contents of those plants. Maybe those plants contain raw materials for finished goods production. It is a possibility. It is also possible, though, that you have another company code somewhere, a sister company, that has a plant where you now link this to this part here is called intercompany trade. The assumption this company should be a sister company. Never, it doesn't matter wholly owned subsidiary, 10%, 20%, as long as it's under the same client, meaning under the same umbrella organization.
Or must be same client.
Same client. Okay? Cannot be an external company. So this one allows you to tell SAP, this selling organization owned by this company can sell items from a plant owned by a sister company. Is it possible? Yes, it is. There's a term for that. Okay. So the setting of these 3, we were looking at plant, sales org, and distribution channel. Brings you to your material master. Let me move this screen. Your your material master, when you create it, it is mandatory that you identify the material type and industry sector. I cannot explain IMG for this too because this is not SD's domain. This one is under MM, right?
Mhm.
So I only was able to go to IMG for the account group for the customer master. For this case, it's a bit complicated because there are several combinations that you have to consider. Now, for each material though, you will have a lot of views. You have here your basic data 1 and 2. The basic data 1 and 2, you only have one copy of that. Only one copy. If I compare this to the customer master, when we say customer master, when you create it, it's mandatory to identify the account group. In your customer master, you have 3. This one is general data view. This one copy only. This one and that one has parallel meaning. It means for your customer master, the general data view will always have one version at any point in time. Are you allowed to make a change on that? Yes, you are. The same as this. If you want to see the basic data 1 and 2, it will always have only one copy. You cannot have more than one. So, when you go to MM03 or MM02 and you want to view your material, don't put any info. Click basic data 1 or basic data 2, it shows it to you. Because it has no other version, no other copy. That is the meaning of applies to both of this. It says applies to all organizational units. It just means you don't need to say what copy you want because there will always be one. So the one who wants to see the material is from SD, from MM, from FI, from whatever module. As long as they identify the material 1, they can see the basic data 1 and 2. No need to choose. No need to ask or to identify what sales or distribution channel or division is needed. Okay? Likewise here, your customer master is governed by FI module and SD module. Regardless, even if you're FI, even if you're SD, you want to view the general data of a certain customer, it does not ask what company code version do you want, what sales area data version do you want. It does not ask for anything, it shows you this. Okay. So this too applies to all organizational units, from the customer and from the material. Okay? Now, in your material master, you have views here which are referred to as sales views. We know that we need to create sales views for certain products. Number 1, if we sell the product. If we don't sell the product, why need to create? However, there is a certain condition also. Even if we sell or we do not sell, if product is a packaging material, used for outbound delivery. Okay. So this number 2 is a bit of a condition. We need sales view if the material type is a packaging material. If the item, maybe we sell the packaging material, we charge, maybe we don't, maybe it's a returnable packaging. But if we use it for outbound delivery, we need a sales view for that. So this sales view to create, change, or display the sales view, SAP says, give me the 3 criteria fields. Those 3 criteria fields are those 3. What is the plan? What is the sales organization? What is the distribution channel? This one is this. Okay? And then once we've set it up, we move to sales order. Next step, I will open the material. I will discuss the important things about the material. Question. Question. If I click here, it shows me something, but only the general data. It does not show me the company code. It does not show me the sales area data view. Go back. If I input the sales area, I ask the button here and click here, it says what particular sales area my customer has been created on. If I press enter, I should expect the general data and the sales area data view. I see this one and I see the sales area data view. I go back out. If I enter the company code, I will see the company code view. How did I know the company code will be 1000 then, Mastan? How do I know that the company code is 1000? Remember the sales area, I can click here, it tells me this is the sales area allowed, created for that customer. How did I know that this will be 1000? Because, what about the sales organization? Because the sales organization is 1000, it's copy.
No.
What logic are we looking at? Huh? Only one what? Only one sales organization? Or only one company code? A sales organization is assigned to only one company code. That is why I'm able to refer to 1000. So if I click here, I have my sales area data, my general data, and my company code data. Did I pronounce data properly? Or data. Okay, data. I have all here. Now, in the company code, this one is the most important one. This company code data is FI specific. But, being an SD guy, we understand that this company code part helps us during the creation of the accounting document when we say the billing document. If you don't have any entry here, you will have a problem when you create the accounting document. That's it. That's the only thing important. Never mind the rest. Let the FI be responsible for that. Okay? On the general data, it applies to both FI and SD. It tells you the search term just in case your customer, you just shifted into SAP, you have been using the old system for so long. This was the code in the old system. So you can easily track what is the new code when creating a sales order. If I'm not mistaken, I did the demo last week. If you want another one, just signal. Okay? Now, here you have the language of the customer. The language is important because it traces into the language of the material master. The language of the customer, if it's Japanese, later you will see your material master can have different descriptions in different languages. So if, is it going home time? Okay. See, I'm typing the material master on the right, and it didn't ask for anything. It didn't say what version you want, because I wanted basic data only. Now see, you have here additional data. When you click this one here, you see the language. In different languages, you can have different descriptions. Yes, right. What is very funny? That one?
I'm interested on tripod.
Oh, do I look like comical in that one? That is why you're laughing, right? Yeah. I look like a frozen rock? Never mind. It's okay. You will not share anymore because I don't want to be popular in YouTube. I requested that no more videos to be shared. If you want AutoCAD, I think I expressly mentioned that during the basic data class. I don't want my face splashed anywhere. I'm too old to be criticized. I get hurt very easily. They say too handsome, I get hurt. Yeah? Also, it's really not allowed. But I did say video when we did the whole transaction from sales to billing for the sake of those who were taking F5 at the time. Yeah? So, okay. Now here you see the different languages. Now, Mr. Lee, how can I type this? How can I type this then? Can SAP allow me to type this kind of character? Huh?
Yes.
There must be some activation, isn't it? And you must have a keyboard that's Japanese. My keyboard doesn't have Japanese, isn't it? Is it Japanese or English? Or Chinese? Or even like this, Russian. So, a little way off topic, long time ago in Shanghai, there was a project which I almost won. I almost got a job for a short time stint. The price, $1,000 US for 1 day. US dollars. Free hotel, free car, free driver, free soap. Even the soap they said was free. Soap for because they don't go, maybe they think all the foreigners that don't take shower every day. So they give free soap. I almost won that, but my colleague went there. And when he was doing consulting, his session was in English, the other side was Chinese. And they were all talking properly. So when he was talking in English, they were doing the typing in Chinese. That as much I know, it is possible. Now, going back to English, my customer is from Japan. The language here should be Japanese. Yeah? So if it's Japanese, when I type the material master, it should be like this. The description, but the code will still be this one. You cannot make Japanese the code. But the description of the material, it's correctly Japanese. It doesn't matter to me. I know the code anyway. Right? Are we clear with that? That's the importance of the language in your customer master. Now, on the control data, we have the VAT registration number somewhere. The VAT registration number helps us declare
The tax.
where do we charge, whom do we charge output tax to? Because SD, we charge output. When we buy, we get charged input. Is that correct? Am I wrong? Output type for SD. So we have to report all the registration numbers of all the customers we charge output tax to. Now, on the sales area data, you have here your sales district, sales office, sales group. All of these are optional in real life. But that option becomes a mandatory if your company loves to do reporting a lot. That is the main power of SAP, the reporting that you can derive. It's not the ease of use. It's the live reporting. Because your manager can say, can I check how much sale did we get from under a certain sales office? Or maybe a certain sales district. Can we have a roll of all the sales per sales district? So I can decide whether to close shop, certain sales district, or maybe to give bonus, or maybe to ramp up manpower on certain areas. Okay? So the more you fill up these fields in your master data, the more you can derive reports. Again, SAP is very important because it gives real-time report. Real-time report allows the manager to manage the company better because at any point in time, 100% accurate. Now, currency here in euro. Your sales order will only have one currency. If I want to deal with Wendy here in different currencies, I split the order. Okay? When we discuss pricing, you will now have some confusion there because in pricing, my record can be in Japanese yen, but my transaction is in what other currency? Malaysian ringgit. So my record, my condition record Japanese yen converted to Malaysian ringgit. It is possible to see more than one currency in the condition tab of your sales order. But in the end, only one currency is getting converted to. One order, one currency. So I type my order here. My customer has a certain currency, my customer has a certain language. Language is English for this customer, then the description is English. If the language of the customer is German, it will pick the German, this one. I have no stuff. So it seems my customer's language is in English. So how do I find that? I just click there from the sales order to check my customer. I see the language of the customer is in English. Go back, I'm back in the sales order. So in the sales order, I have my material, I have my quantity, the language is in English because of the customer. I click on the header. We have not discussed the sales order. We will discuss this again later. I'm just referring to the currency of the customer master. When you go to the header, you see this, euro. This one was taken from the customer master. It means the customer prefers to deal with us in this currency. Okay. This is called the document currency. I'm back in the customer master. So here, customer pricing procedure, we will discuss in the future when we discuss pricing. This one derives what will happen to the sales order somewhere here. Let me see here. So this is my sales order on the right. If I click analysis, the system came out with RBA A01. This figure, in part, was determined because of this customer pricing procedure. Okay. Shipping. In shipping, shipping condition is responsible for the shipping point and the route. Shipping condition works for that. This plan can come from here. We will discuss it when we go to sales. So the entry here can contribute to what you will see in the sales order on this part. POD is proof of delivery. When we go to sales, we will again tell you what are the 4 partner functions required in a sales order. They are Susan, help me. Sold to,
ship to,
bill to, payer. In your reading material, have a look. There is a slide there. I hope you can find it, but I will discuss it. There's a slide that says, when you're in a sales order, if your sold to, ship to, bill to, and payer are different customers, the system will get Incoterms from where, payment terms from where, delivery address from where, billing address from where, pricing, where is it taken from. That one is close to 10 or 10 points in quiz 1, I think. Okay. So that one is important to understand. Next, this coming Thursday. We're going to discuss sales order this coming Thursday, isn't it?
We thought say quiz 1 this coming Thursday got a shock.
Oh, don't worry. We want a surprise.
No.
So the quiz 1 also has moved. Please check the new schedule on TV. Check the schedule so you can anticipate when would you go for a business trip. Billing document, you have your Incoterms. You have your Incoterms Part 2. This Incoterms is an internationally accepted shipping terminology. This Part 2 is typed in. It means pick up from Hamburg or pick up from Tanjung Pagar MRT, from Paya-Lebar MRT. You put X words. Normally though in companies, when you say X words, it means pick up from the plant. Terms of payment is used for identifying when is the customer supposed to pay us. From the date we issue the billing document, the next day is already one of the day of the 30 days. We now start 30 days after issuance of billing will be the due date the customer needs to pay. Now, let's go to a material master then. This is a sample of your material master. Okay, there's a letter I here. This identifies who created the material, when was it created. It also identifies the material type and industry sector that this material was created in. This was created by a CATT under material type, trading goods, industry sector, mechanical engineering. People, anybody familiar with CATT? Do you even know what CATT means? Anybody? Take 2, take 3, try. What is CATT? Finish above, right? Okay. Have you heard of CATT? Nobody? Yeah.
Yes.
So what is a CATT then? What does it mean? Computer aided testing tool. What do we use this for? We use this to create so many things, so many data in the system. This is a computerized creation of so many master data. Okay? Usage though, most likely in an implementation, you want someone to type an Excel sheet. You finish FPI, right? Not yet? You will be doing LSMW, where you will upload into SAP hundreds upon thousands of customer master, material master, whatever. Sometimes we want to check first. We run the site. I forgot the term. It's not really creating it. What do you call that? Simulation. Yes. Simulated way of creating all of them at the same time, checking the validity of all the field contents. You use CATT for that. Okay? So I have data, all customer master, 800,000 data. Now, when you look at certain entries, for example, like this 02, there should be an Excel column where you put the division. You have 02, you have etc., you have LD. What if someone typed LE? LE is not an option, isn't it? It's LA, LB, LC, LD, and then MA. But in the Excel sheet, somebody typed LE. Right? If you do CATT, it stops on that particular area. While it simulates creation of master data, it will stop on a particular field where it found an inconsistent entry. Because here, your options are all there, but someone typed wrongly. So it helps a lot. So you can pinpoint which record you have to correct. Because we're all human, we're all typing in Excel sheet. Now, in your material master, we saw this. Already clicked it, right? That button says, this material was created under a certain indice-centered material type created by a certain person on a particular day. And when we go to tables, we normally use MARA. Table MARA for this. M-A-R-A. Now, let's go to your material. Your basic data 1 and basic data 2 contains, as it says, the basic info about the material, including the unit of measure as you manage it in inventory. So if it is in PC, it means it's in pieces in inventory. You also have your old material number because you may want to utilize this instead of this one. For 20 years, I used an old system. This was the material code. When I now create a sales order, I type using the material number. So you have, see, material by material number. Let me see. I remember for so long that the material code is this one. What is the new code? I typed in the wrong place. Okay, wrong place. Sorry. It should be this one. So it means the new code on the new SAP is T-AS120. So you're able to type it here. Okay, so we now have 2 line items there. That's the use of this part here. The division represents the high-level product grouping of the product that I have, which means this material belongs to 02 motorcycles. What else is important? The weight of the product and the net weight. You fill up the gross weight and the net weight. If in packing, you do, as if in shipping, you pack items from SAP, this becomes mandatory because SAP can control how many items you can put inside a certain packaging material, because your packaging material contains a capacity in weight and in volume. Now, if your company does not use packing at the functionality of SAP, that's good. We don't have much to worry about this. Also, does your company give discounts or price related to weight? Maybe you're selling per piece, but you give a discount per weight. Then if that is the case, you have to make sure that the weight component is filled up. Basic data 2 is more for drawing purposes. There is this machine that allows you to have so many versions of a certain drawing. What is that software called? There is this software used to come up with draft number 1, draft number 2, because we can use this for development. Yeah, that one. Yeah, it is supported by SAP, but there is somewhere where you have to activate the document facility of SAP. We now go to the sales org 1, sales org 2, sales org 3. This now explains the criteria field. So when you create your material master sales view, when you change or when you want to display, SAP says, what version do you want to see? Because I have so many possible versions. If you do not enter anything, the system still shows you the sales org 1, but the info that you find is the info coming from basic data 1. What you see here is in you went to sales org 1, it asks you what version do you want. You did not enter anything. This one is what it will tell you. Okay. Let me see this. Now, if you want to know, you don't even need to memorize. You just hit the box, SAP will tell you what plant this material belongs to, what plant or plants, so you can choose. It seems that this material is only maintained in one plant. Good. Nothing for us to choose. It also tells you what sales org and distribution channel is this material maintained in. The link of sales org, distribution channel, and plant. So I don't have to memorize. I just click the box. And then it now gives me more info. Sales org 1 now has more info. Strictly speaking, sales org 1 is specific to sales org and distribution channel. Another sales view here is dependent on sales org and distribution channel. This one is plant. It means if the plant is different, you will have other entries. On sales org 2, if this two combination is different, you may have a different entry here. Okay? So criteria fields. Let me call on Daniel, right? Daniel? So when I create my customer master, it's mandatory to supply what? When I create my customer master, it's mandatory that I choose what? Okay, next, Chin, right? When I display my customer master, it is required I identify the account group, true or false. True or false? False, right? Because the account group is required only when we create the customer master. In as much as when we create the material master, we have to tell them what? Huh? Material type and so in the customer, we need to identify the account group. In the material, we need to identify and okay, guys, by the way, now I'm very, very fierce. Industrial is a wrong option. It says industry, not industrial. Huh? So if I say true or false, one of the components when creating the material master is industrial sector. I don't care. It's very petty. That's where I get my points one. And don't worry, I mentioned it in class. Unless you were sleeping during class, you must have heard about it. Okay? As per the recording. So are we clear? How do I call you? Owen, right? Owen, true or false? When creating, changing, displaying the sales view of the material master, okay, SAP requires me to identify the material type. True or false? When creating the sales view of the material master, SAP requires me to identify the material type. Huh? False? True? Then you will go false. The answer is? We don't know. Chin. True or false? Okay. When creating the sales view of the material, material master, SAP requires me to identify the material type and industry sector. Because sales view, when creating the material master, SAP requires me to identify the material type and industry sector. True or false? That one is true. We better know which is true and which is false. Correct? What happened?
You like to twist this to reflect or
then expected. Is it twisted or not? Yeah? Then everything falls right. Then what happened? It's all true. Question. So, Wendy, okay? Question. Okay, so the three criteria fields. Yeah, I don't care, you're recording, you have to answer. What are the three criteria fields SAP requires from me when I create, change, or display the sales view of the material? What are these three? Fill in the blank.
Company code,
Company code and
plant, right?
I close my eyes. You thought because you're recording you can sleep, right?
No. I doze. No, I don't sleep. I doze.
You doze. Okay. I know, we can hear it.
I think it's company code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Plant distribution channel and sales.
No. Oh, okay.
Because they get it from sales only.
Okay. Roger.
okay. So true or false? True or false? When I create my material master, SAP requires me to identify the industrial sector.
True.
See, I get my point.
Industries.
Huh?
So is that yes, industrial or industry?
Industrial sector.
False.
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 Brian? Brian still, right? Okay, Brian. What are the three components of the customer master? Customer master has three parts, three components. What is it? Is it mandatory? Required? What was it? The three parts of the customer master are good. Huh? Yes? Huh? 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 Sales area data, huh? Not sales data. Sales area data. Now, two master records, we have a lot. One last before we start with the material master again, we continue. Relationship. Tell me enterprise structure with many-to-many relationships. Give me 4.
Almost everything. Yes, almost many.
Yeah.
It's a company. There is no many.
Sales org to division. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Because you passed one semester in Jeros. What else? Division to sales org again. Okay. One more.
Sales of the division.
Look at the reading material, the one with the going, on the link, it's there. One more. Huh? Oh, revealing the
Or
two.
many. Here got no link.
Sales of
It's not linked, isn't it? The distribution channel and the division do not assign to each other. Sales org to plan. Correct. Now guys, I'm sorry. In real life, sales org distribution channel to plant many to many. But the statement that says a sales organization is assigned to a plant relationship many to many is a correct statement. I cannot contradict. SAP has it in all its books. Where do you find that in enterprise structure? SAP, I repeat, take 2. SAP says it is a true statement to say sales organization to plant is many to many. Now, you go to enterprise structure, you look for it, you will not find it there because the real setting is sales org to a plant. We will discuss when we go to sales org. Also, I did discuss this already in basic SD. We repeat it again. Now, another one here is the conditions.
Yep.
SAP says it's a correct statement to say when setting up or viewing the material, you can find the selling price of a product. The answer is true. you can find the selling price. This one carries only the selling price. It does not identify a discount or surcharge. Look, it's 60 euro per piece. But if the customer orders 10 pieces and above, it becomes 58 euro per piece. Selling price, true or false?
True.
In the material master, you are able to view the selling price of the product, true. The discount, false. You don't see the discount. Okay?
Oh.
So, pardon? There was a reaction, Pastor?
Repeat.
Okay. In the material master, right? If I click this, what do I find? The selling price. Meaning, how much is the product? The product is 62 euro per piece. But this one is set up in a way where there is a volume discount. If the customer buys more than 10 pieces and above, it becomes 58 euro per piece. It's still a selling price. Selling price is what we're saying. Okay, look, condition type TR00. We're going to discuss pricing it.
But you also mentioned it, but if it's in the material master, you say the one statement is false, isn't it? Oh no, okay.
What happened there? Maybe I can twist it around. But if Mr. Yang says it will be false.
Don't trust that.
Okay, what else? You have your classification. In your customer master, you also have tax classification. Some countries, they have customers who are tax exempt. In Philippines, we have the government. If we sell to government, we don't charge tax because they have a exemption tax code. They're the ones getting the money anyway, so they're exempted. When we talk about materials, there are also materials which are liable for tax and materials which are not liable for tax. Do you know of a certain, there's this customs bonded warehouse? All of you are working, I'm sure. There's nobody secondary school student here, right? So all of you are working. You must have heard something like a customs bonded warehouse. Yes?
Meaning
Only
what?
one, only two, three? Daniel, have you heard of that? No?
What does that mean?
Huh?
What does that mean?
Oh, okay. A customs bonded warehouse is where you store your imports which are not taxable.
Oh.
Because you promise the government that you're going to use them to produce a product that you will export back.
Free.
Tax-free zone.
Huh? What is the name? So is my term wrong? Is it not customs bonded warehouse?
Bonded warehouse.
Ay, sorry na.
Bonded.
Okay. Bonded. It's a bonded warehouse. What I say, bond?
It's bonded.
Bond. I say it's James Bond. Is James Bond to you bonded? Ken. Okay. So it's the pronunciation. Apologies. Customs bonded warehouse. Okay. Or in other countries, what did you say earlier?
Malaysia, we call it trade-free zone.
Trade-free zone.
And normally there's a custom inside there.
Correct.
If you
Because
are go to country, the tax.
But the bonded warehouse is in the
Tax-free zone, yes.
tax-free zone, but it's a warehouse on its own. It's not a tax-free zone.
okay, you talk later. So my point is this: I promise the government that when I import this is a raw material for my finished goods, which I will export. I'm not selling it locally. So there are materials which are tax-free, meaning they're not liable for tax. You combine the material tax classification and the customer tax classification, it comes out with the tax that we will apply to the customer. Okay? So that is tax. Tax, did I say it right? Tax is a component for pricing as well. But I'm not sure if we're covering it. Bonded. James Bonded. Okay. Now next here, you have your minimum order quantity, minimum delivery quantity. We're going on break. We're going on bonded break. Yeah, I said bonded. You thought I was saying bounded.
No,
Oh, I thought you were saying banded. Bundled together. B-U-N-D-L-E.
Bundle.
Yeah.
Bundle.
That's why I say it's bonded.
Okay. Bonded. Bonded, huh? Yeah. So it happens. It happens. You know me.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. -5. It's okay. Okay. So minimum order quantity. You have to remember the minimum order quantity has no corresponding configuration. This one only gives a warning message. If I put 10 pieces here, the customer orders for 9, it only gives a warning message. Warning. 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 Okay, now I'm conscious, huh? Warning. Okay, it gives a warning message that says this quantity falls below the order quantity, minimum order quantity. But does it give an error? No. On the second hand, the minimum delivery quantity, it can be configured to raise an error message. Minimum delivery quantity states when you arrive in the delivery part after sales you deliver, if the quantity there falls short of what is indicated here, you tell the system. You want the system to ignore it, give a warning, or give an error message? The answer is on the bonded page. Bonded page 4. Who doesn't have this? This is free. For some who are late, how much? $10? How much do we charge? Say thank you to this lady, Jade. Get your free copy. Now free. Tomorrow we pay. 1 copy only. I have 2 more. Friends, let's say thank you to Jade. Huh? Thank you, Jade. Or else later Jade will collect money. 1 more, anybody? So on page 4. On page 4 at the bottom, the delivery item category. You see there, check minimum quantity. Page 4. Page 4. The page is very, very big. It's bonded big. Page 4. I like this. At least we have 1 word. Capture some more, huh? So, page 4, you see there, check minimum quantity. Letter A means give a warning. There is an option inside that would give an error. So the minimum quantity that it is checking is the minimum delivery quantity. The minimum delivery quantity appears in 2 master data. The first one is the material master. The second one, you guess. Huh? Master data? In another master data. The one that correct CMIR. The CMIR holds a higher status, not status, higher status as the bonded part in the material master. Okay? So you can set this to have an error message in the system. Normal use, warning only, letter A.
How about the check minimum quantity?
Huh?
There are 2, right? One is check quantity, one check minimum quantity. What's the difference?
The check minimum quantity only.
There are 2. Just now you mentioned the check quantity is actually the delivery quantity, right?
No, the check minimum quantity is what I was referring to. This one can be controlled from the check minimum quantity. Now, what is the check quantity 0? That will come very far from now. Yeah? When the bonded warehouse arrives. Okay? We go for a break. We continue with this one. Then I'll do the demo. And then you do tutorial.